Come on, my granny can shout louder than that. Big Each man is armed with a 12-foot spear, heavy-tipped iron spear, not a spear you would chuck. Others would be armed lightly with an axe or a knife, and their job amongst the children was to dart in amongst the cavalry when they're unhorsed and finish the job. You can witness here just how mobile and effective this would be. The lines are about 3 men deep, and they're virtually impenetrable to a charge of heavy horse. Bruce is just checking on his men here. They're broken down into 3 divisions, which may have effectively happened on the second day. So the Scots have got the first goal. They're confident now, and they're awaiting the English vanguard. The English vanguard itself would be the first to arrive, but this is a huge army, summoning probably about 21,640 individuals that came to the Battle of Banockburn. This is Edward II's only chance throughout his whole reign to have fought Bruce. Bruce is not a commander who fights pitched battles. He prefers hit-and-run tactics. In fact, on the route up, the English army would have found that all they would have found was a burnt-out homesteads and farms, as Bruce basically slashed and burned the land before him. The might of the English army, the vanguard, is led by 2 earls. So there's mistake number 1. The incompetent Edward II has appointed the Earl of Hereford, usually the constable, and joint the commander of the vanguard, but he's also appointed the young Earl of Gloucester, a 23-year-old hothead, full of bling and prestige, who brings 500 cavalry with him. Please give it up for the Earl of Hereford and Gloucester. Come on! Oh, come on! That's not very nice. Both commanders are at odds with each other. They've already got a bit of rivalry between each other in Wales, where they command, and Hereford and Gloucester are at odds with each other as in who should command the actual battle itself. Hereford is a veteran commander, years of experience fighting against the Scots, whereas young Gloucester is fairly new to this, but still a hired killer. Go on, go on. Go on.
What do you think I'm doing here?
I'm the leader of this army.
You're just a boy! You're not the Constable of England, you've got no idea!
I've had more victories in this campaign than you have in your entire life.
Yeah, and I've had more dinners than you have! Go on, finish up now. No, go on.
You got me on that last one.
Put you up your stroke now, haven't I? I've seen more blood than you'll ever see in a lifetime! At least I know what war is about!
You take so long to command your men half and die of old age.
Well, at least they're still alive. Unlike yours.
I get results.
You're so hot-headed,
I
you
get
like
results.
a
This is my line.
All right, settle down, ladies. Put your handbags down. Thank you. Right.
What are you
So
looking at?
they put aside their differences, and a well-armed and well-prepared English vanguard charge at the first Chiltern. But Bruce's men are ready. On either side of the Chiltern would be pits dug to the depth of a man's knee to break up the charge of heavy horse. And they're ready. The first cavalry charge cannot get through at all, and Gloucester was actually unhorsed. Go on, give it some. In your own time. In frustration, the knights throw their maces and their axes and so forth at the Scots. Well, they tried to because his aim's that bad. The vanguard itself, despite their attempts, are broken. The actual pits take their toll. Horses go down, men go down against the movement of the spikes and the movement of the pikes themselves. Gloucester is unhorsed and Hereford, they began to retreat back. But it looks like on this occasion, the infantry of England has decided to have a go. You can see here this tight formation of men standing shoulder to shoulder with impenetrable spears. Look at the length that they have. Even if you have a sword, they stand little chance. But it looks like the English troops are ready for it, and they're marching forward. This body of men, this fantastic way of, oh dear, never standing wind at Shiltron. Oh, that's hot. Baby's lost, right? So you can see here just how effective a Shiltron is. 3 deep with a 12-foot spear. Come on, infantry, you can do it. Okay, for the 3/4 of you who can't see this, a big man with a pointy stick is shoving it at another man with a tin helmet on, who sticks a WD-40 and only does this on weekends. And it looks like the English infantry are trying to hold the form, but they can't, not against the weight of the Scots as they push forward, pushing them back. And they're off.
Hey.
They're broken. Bye. 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 They'll live to fight another day. Who's broke a nail? Okay, it looks like the Scots on this occasion are victorious. So, Scots! The crowd's that way. Scots, the crowd's this way. You know, left foot, right foot, your body will follow. Come on, turn around. But you can see here just how effective they are. These huge spears, huge pikes. They would plunge into horse flesh, human beings, and all sorts. And they would move in quite quick succession. And they're going to give you a little demonstration on either side just how effective these weapons are.
Are you ready? On. Children! To fight! Children forward!
So you can see here, just keep
Redress! Redress! I did not say recover, I said redress!
So you can see just how effective they are. And this is really a case of the battle where the man with the biggest stick will win. And you can see them moving forward, moving forward. It's okay, crowd against the trees, don't be frightened, just keep away from the 12 foot. As long as you're not in the 12 foot radius, you'll be fine. Whatever you do, don't go near their mouths, and the foot needs to bite you.
Look at it.
So far, in the afternoon of the 23rd of June, there's been 2 victories for the Scots. And this again is a formation the Scots will go on and adapt later on in other battles. It's used briefly in the Battle of Bailan. I might have guessed. This Shiltron group in particular have always loved a camera. They're camera magnets. Not on Facebook, they're not happy. Well, you can tweet that one. This is Thomas Randolph's children. And he is Robert the Bruce's nephew. Originally, he was not a supporter of Bruce. Come down here and say that. So as I said, these men have been training for weeks on end. Constantly, Bruce would at them. Right guys, do it again. No, you've not got it right. Do it again, do it again. So effectively, they're a highly effective fighting force. The only real weapon against these individuals, the only real threat would be archers or crossbowmen. But during the Battle of Banockburn, according to Barber, Edward at one of the last moments deploys some archers, and they're seen off by Keith's cavalry. Had he used them at the beginning of the battle, and had he used the possible Genoese crossbowmen he requested, the battle may have ended in an entirely different result altogether. But thankfully for us, it didn't. And things have changed slightly. They're now beginning to form up. But of course, there's another incident on the first day of battle. It's not all over yet. In another attempt to take the castle, in another attempt to outflank the Scots, the English move again and move forward to St Ninians under Sir Robert Clifford and Henry Beaumont. Sir Robert Clifford was a veteran of the Scottish Wars of Independence who fought against Wallace and later against Bruce. He was a rival of Douglas, the good Sir James of the Black Douglas. Having taken his lands, Douglas quickly punished his troops for that by creating the Douglas larder, which I will not go into because it's rather disgusting. So Robert Clifford and Henry Beaumont ride round to try and outflank the Scots, and they're met almost at the last minute when Bruce is in this area and he notices them riding round. So he orders his nephew, Sir Thomas Randolph, to engage in them. Before he says that, he accuses Randolph of basically making a mistake and not noticing it, and says a rose has fallen off their chaplet. In other words, get down there and sort of right.
I guess I'm choosing.
And as Clifford and Beaumont ride out, they're blocked by Thomas Randolph's children. The two forces will clash in a savage struggle. Oh no, hang on, the horse is on the Facebook moment. Hang on. It's just tweeting. I was at Banockburn live, and it was brilliant. It's big, bad and grey. In an attempt, the English cavalry charged at Thomas Randolph's Shilton. So the Scots are ready for them. And as the English charge in, William Danforth is killed and Sir Thomas Grey is captured. I don't think that was and you can see, again, that was a gutsy charge, but the Scots repel the English once more, taking one prisoner. Sir Thomas Grey goes on to write an account of the Battle of Banockburn, which is used by later chronicles. Again, the English, in their frustrations, throw their maces, their swords and their axes at them.
They toss them down.
They stand for them.
They beat them.
Chaps, I would run away if I were you. So again, it's a hat trick to the Scots in this battle. So Morales is responsible for the victory, and technically they've done what they set out to do, which was to prevent an English army relieving Stirling Castle by Midsummer's Eve, 1314. Bruce has an option now. He doesn't need to fight. His army can move away, blend into the hills, and they can return to the guerrilla warfare that he is so expertly able to do. As for the English, well, they've been given a bloody nose on 3 occasions. The Boon's gone, or what's left of them's gone. Gloucester and Hereford have been unhorsed. Well, Gloucester's been unhorsed, Hereford has been moved back, and Clifford and Beaumont have lost a lot of their weaponry, throwing them at the Scots in frustration. The rest of the English army begins to arrive, but by that time, it's early evening, and there's no point in fighting. So the English, unable to move across the Roman road, make their way down and cross the Banockburn. In order that they cross the Banockburn, they take the doors and the roofs of local houses, which would not have been popular with the people, I'd imagine. Where are you going with that door, you? Taking it to build a bridge. You can just imagine, if you were living in local Banockburn and somebody took away your door, you would not be a happy person. But they needed that in order to ford the Banockburn. And they camped out on the Carts of Stirling, which is a flat piece of ground between the Pell Stream and the Banockburn. And there's a simple reason they would do this, and that's basically in order that they're basically covered, their flanks are covered by water, and they can water their horses, because a medieval army has a lot of horses with it, maybe up to 2,500. And here Bruce is riding again. The hero Bruce has come in to talk to his general. Alright, Selden, he's not that good. As for the English, they're in a bit in disarray. Their leaders are still at each other's throats. Hereford and Gloucester are still arguing with each other. Edward II hasn't even come round the camp to say, well done chaps, we'll get them tomorrow. But a lot of the English don't expect the Bruce to be up here when he actually turns up, and they move up on the 24th. Bruce, as I said, he's not a campaigner, he doesn't fight pitched battles. Maybe he got lucky on the 23rd. So the English start to make camp, and it must have been a pretty uncomfortable night. The karst is full of bog in certain areas, dry in others. It's full of horrible wee things called midges, which I'm sure everyone has experienced. And a lot of them are in a panic, and they have to basically sleep in their armour. Morale is low. However, for the Bruce, it's an entirely different matter. Morale is high, but he still has the option not to fight. A defector called Sir Alexander Seton, who's a Scot fighting on the English side, has had enough of the way the English behave, and he defects up to Bruce.
My Lord Bruce, if you'll allow me to speak, I bring news from the English camp. Take back. The English leadership is in disarray. The knights squabble among themselves, and even King Edward cannot set himself apart from these petty squabbles, and the English are leaderless. It is my opinion that if you press your attack in your advantage, the English will break, and surely victory will be yours, if you'll allow me to join you.
And can we trust you this time?
Aye, Lord, you can trust me. I'll die for you.
Join us.
Thank you, my lord.
War Council, now.
So Bruce calls a war council and asks his men if they want to fight, and they say yes. Effectively, what Alexander Seton has said is, the English are in disarray. Morale is low. They're hemmed in against the banks of the Banockburn. If you sweep down tomorrow morning at first light, the battle is yours. Bruce has decided that Scotland will fight another day. Well, for Robert the Bruce on day one, thank you!